All right, we're finally cranking again. It's too much work in the morning. Too much climbing. That's it. I'm hooking up to that other dead jet. This one's a jump. There's the flexibility of the head. We're all humans. We all make mistakes. It's a major loss. It's a major loss. Good morning. That's a long way up here. It's a gorgeous morning. Gorgeous morning. All right, guys. So I caught my breath. I am up here. Dad is just tickled. I haven't seen him this excited about something in, I don't know, a long time. The grain bin spreaders we had put in. I got to climb down in there. He wants me to check it out for my own, or with my own eyes. But it's not loading perfect, which we were told to expect. You got to kind of tune it in to your site and how you want. So I'm up here. There's two levers. You can adjust the gates on how it spreads throughout the bend. We want to load this bend totally flat. So normally bends load like this, drops it right in the center and it fills up. This is spreading it all around the bend. It spins and it should be loading the bend perfectly flat. It's still peaking it just a teeny bit. So I open this up, close the middle gates on the spreader, so it should force more to the outside. So that's what I just did here. I'm gonna go down inside and see how it's doing. Well, I can tell you this, they don't work the video in here, it's so dark. Okay, so in theory, as you're loading the grain bin level, which it is not, I'm gonna close that down more. He said to go one notch, I'm gonna do two because it's still peaking it pretty good. But in theory, once we get this set to load the bend level, as you can see this outside is nice and level. Take a look at this. This is what Dad's the most excited about. Not one single pod. Not one single pod, guys. Our biggest problem with soybeans is that the pods all go to the outside of the bend because the way you fill it, you drop it in and all the heavy big kernels, all the heavy big pods, corn cobs all stay or all roll to the outside of the bend, and then that's typically where the wet pods go, and then the heat to the sun and can't get no air on them, and then it causes rot, which then causes bend wall rotting. That's pretty thick butt right there. That is, wow, I'm excited. So once we get this fine tuned, it should spread everything nice and even, spread the pods out nice and even, because right now, as you can see, the pods are kind of currently building up here, but absolute nothing of concern. Wow, this is cool. So I need to close the center substantially more. Wow, that is cool. And that's the thing up there, if you can see it. The Cornado. Check it out. I'll maybe put the link in the description again, because that's gonna be a game changer, boys. No wonder Dad was in such a good mood yesterday. That is going to fix a lot of problems on this farm. It's too much work in the morning. Too much climbing. Okay, see you at the ground. All right, next job for me. Jordan Brody just headed to the field to service his machine and the grain cart. I'm fueling. I gotta get this head off this trailer, and we're gonna be putting that Geringhoff sitting over there waiting for its debut on this trailer. We're gonna play with that a little bit today, get it on there and hopefully set up, and well, it should be set up. We worked on that. It should be just, they're coming out to make sure I understand how to run it and fine tune any details. Looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I've never ran anything besides a deer head as far as a flex draper. I love their corn head, so hopefully I love the bean head. It looks so different.
Yeah, what are these two? They are shorter. They aren't doing nothing. Maybe they don't need to do nothing.
I think it looks okay. I'm glad we don't have to adjust the trailer.
Yeah, otherwise that would have been a major one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, it fits. That was easier than I thought it would be. At least we'll have the professionals with.
Yeah.
All right, that's a backup. I mentioned last night, if you made it that far in the video, that one actually pushes better than Brody's. So it doesn't like cause pushing issues as bad. So we might end up switching his head for that one. We'll see how we feel, or how sick of pushing Brody feels. Like until he finally, I can just hear him. That's it. I'm hooking up to that other dead jet. This one's a chuck. You like my impression?
The main leg off is by going to hand or the wrench, because the auto shut off button will not shut it off.
Speak texting.
Without ever proofreading. You don't need to proofread because speak texting is so good it works every time. Just don't text anybody about the corn. It could be an issue.
He sent a word similar to corn to a landlord one time.
How embarrassing.
Couldn't believe it.
Couldn't either.
I love that sample. Looks great. Okay, I'm going to get in my machine and head down there after I put some government juice in. So we actually switched from this bin with the Cornado in it to this bin. Make sure that everything's working and the gates work, and it is. Since we got such a clean sample with not that many pods in, we're gonna go here, and if we get into ugly pod, we'll go back to the one that we know we won't create issues with the bin wall now. I think last night was a night that a guy could have gone all night long if you want. Brody's rolling, it's 9:02 a.m. I'm heading to the field. We're gonna get her hooked up and see what we can do. Well, this, ladies and gentlemen, is why you strap your bean header on. He pulled over to meet the Proforce coming up the driveway, and she dropped her in the ditch. What kind of words are you thinking? I just was talking to Chris yesterday, and he said he took his straps off his trailer, and I'm like, why would you do that? Sure glad you did. I'm so glad this was you and not Iron Man. Okay, we've added straps. Got a backhoe to try to keep it from tipping over. And I don't know how. We're gonna have to try and pull, I don't know. This is so bad. Four-wheel low. So this all happened because he tried to pull over to let Eric come past. And the four-wheel steer header cart is just a goofy steering bugger in the back end, sucked it in, and we have nothing but a straight drop-off off the driveway. So that's what happened. Unfortunately, the way the rear steer happens here, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. And I hope I have a header cart when we're done with this.
I better take one photo.
Is it coming?
Yeah. Can't get up over the ground. Got 3 wheels on the ground.
Up! I got a repossession! Oh, I'm so glad Geringhoff isn't here to watch this. They can watch it on the internet after nothing's wrecked. Okay, by some miracle. Oh yeah, that looks... There's the flexibility of the head. Yeah, see how this just straight down here.
I get the, you know what, at work today.
Hey, I don't think anything's destroyed.
Well, that's a miracle.
Slightly used header cart for sale.
Let's not do any more of those this year.
When I come around the bend and seen like the hind end was down, I'm like, oh no, it looked like it sat on the trailer so nice, and then it was sitting on the trailer nice. Poor dad, he's really beating himself up about this one. We're all humans, we all make mistakes. I just hope I'm not the next one. So that's why they make us insure our demos. Well, we made it, but the straps are so tight that you can't get them up loose. We have to loosen those two straps so I can get the feeder house in, and then those two will unhook after I'm connected, because I don't want surprises in the negative way. Okay, now I've got a hold of it, so he's gonna unstrap it, so then I can get it off of this thing. Is it typical to have high blood pressure this early in the morning? Well, I got good and then not so good news. Good news is the head's working, and Geringhoff, I said, well, if it's working, what are you going to do? Sit here all day and watch me combine or what? So they took off, and the bad news is Brody lost his screens. His Gen 5s aren't booting, so he's down and has been for a half an hour. I've been cutting headlands and getting used to the head. It is a little different. I'll give some more time to any opinions. Like I said, I'm still getting used to it, but it's working. I did go through a ditch. It's flexing, and it's interesting. I've never ran anything that flexes like that. 3 points. Each wing is on a hinge, basically, right here and right here. So when you get in a ditch, it'll drop down or up, and then also them wheels kind of adjust to help that. And then each section has 6 inches, I believe he said, of travel within its sickle. I was pretty impressed with the ditch terrain that I was in a while ago. Well, be totally honest with you, I got really distracted. Mom was riding with for an hour or so, and I finished this field and it's now 6 o'clock. So I'm gonna probably wait for my opinion on this head. That's the other thing, I've been waiting, just testing different things to see what I'll think of it. So far the flexibility is insane. That wheel right there is cool. That helps like hold the wing up and help flex it. When you're not used to it being there, can scare the crap out of you, thinking like there's a pusher out of the corner of your eye. I've had that a few times on both sides. But overall, it's been a pretty like just disappointing day. Brody's broke down and progress is at a halt, and it's been very boring because grain cart driver's bored. Nothing really to look at other than going back and forth, and it's taken a long time to do this field. But I think they have it running. They're still monkeying with stuff. I don't know if that thing will be running today or not. I don't know. I'm moving to the next field. Luckily, it's only a 30-acre field, so I'll feel like I'm getting something done rather than this ginormous beast. Alrighty, Kibble just stopped by as I was unhooking my head and said they got Brody fixed up, and he came racing past. So he gets to open up the next field. That's awesome. What it turned out to be, it sounds like a G5 crash, I guess. Processor or G5, one of the two is what decided to quit working. So we're heading a mile down the road. Hopefully things go better. That's a great sight to see. It's a lonely feeling all by yourself when you're used to 2 of them. It's like anything. Once you get used to it, when you don't have it, it's a major loss. It's a major loss. All right, we're finally cranking again. Brody, does it feel good to be back? He says he feels like it felt like a caged rat all day. Well, I'm glad you're back with us. It makes everyone feel better. Jordan finally has something to do. I have definitely chose the wrong side of the strip. All Brody's dust is coming to me, and when I turn around, it's terrible. It's terrible.
I don't know if you guys know it. I'm sure you do, because Chet's been talking about it. But I'll give you a close-up action look at the Gerenhof that we're trying out. And now the dust is coming. We won't be filming no more.
I'm sure you guys are wondering what I thought of the head, and since it's almost getting dark here and you won't be able to see me, it's a lot. I've never ran anything besides a deer, so it's just a lot of learning this thing here, which I still don't totally understand. So this controls all the flexing, so when I raise the head up, the wings droop down because they kind of float with that wheel, from what I understand, kind of controls them. So then when you pick your head up and it gets above like a foot, it goes into rigid mode and levels back out. And then when you lower it down, once it senses the ground, the wheels come down and pick the wings up. What I love about it, and that's their selling point of these heads, is the flexibility. Now, I agree. It's 10 times better. Like ditches that I'm like, oh, I wonder if I'll make it through this. Well, it's supposed to flex. The 3 flex points were unbelievable. I never cut a ditch out. Brody couldn't believe it when I told him that. He's like, you never cut a single ditch? Nope, never had to. It's floated through. So that was impressive. The thing I don't like, and it's a selling point, is that it's a hydraulic drive sickle. So if you get a rod in it or a stick or a rock or something, it's supposed to stop instead of breaking your sickle. I'm not used to it, so what happens is I come into the headland and I hit the headland rows straight, like opening a field up. It stops my sickle. And I had it get stopped on a sprayer rut. I had it get stopped 3 times on a headland because I'm just not used to having to kind of come in crooked, and I had once on a rock. I didn't film any of it because I've just been overwhelmed with learning all of this, but I love the flexibility, the visibility. So like seeing that snout right there, I can see through like under the reel. I like that for going along the edge of the field. You can see a lot better. And another cool thing is the center of the reel don't have an arm right here, which is good and bad. I can see what's happening right in front of me, and typically that's where it likes to start pushing anyways on a deer head. So being able to see there is pretty cool. The only thing that, and then this is just to get comfortable with it again, is I always use that bar to follow a roll. So now I kind of gotta envision the row going underneath my buttocks, and that's fine. It's just it's a learning thing. It's different, definitely different. So there's pluses and there's a negative. There's really only one negative that I found, and that's the sickle stopping. And we did turn the pressure up on it to max PSI when Gerenhof was out here, but I think it should be more. I'm not against breaking sickle sections. Now that's day 1. Once again, I'm learning it. I don't know to lighten the pressure up, which I think maybe should be done, is some manual screw bolts that I maybe should do. It's not a cab adjustment. Maybe tomorrow morning I'll do that if we get some time. Lighten up some pressure on the edges. But other than that, I haven't had any pushers, which is good. Feed's good. I like that the draper belt's one solid belt, so no beans can fall down in between. I've always questioned that. And I also feel like the center draper belt's wider, so it don't like to throw it. Our deer head, we have a shark fin, and that keeps it from overthrowing under the other belt. Well, this one's wide enough that it can't really throw it across, which is a nice feature. So I guess that's my first day experience running it. I'm sure I'll be running it more, so I'll get more comfortable with it, and if I notice anything, I'll mention it throughout the videos. But this video is kind of engineered around the head and then turned into a head in the road ditch and all that. Dad still feels terrible about that. It's an accident, it'll happen to anybody, so hopefully that never happens again to anyone. Strap your heads down. That's the learning lesson of this video. Just like that, with 2 combines, 30 acres goes pretty quick. We are done. Time worked 43 minutes, 55 bushel beans. Not bad. That's gonna be the number this year, around 50, low to mid 50s. Fuel time. Brody took the slow pump. Oh, now she's dark. We need a light, Brody! Dusty! Well, guys, that's a wrap. It wasn't a very good day, was it? Stressful and unproductive, and it's called farming, Brody.
You were productive.
I did pretty good. All right, that's gonna be a wrap. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time.